down at Table Rock Lake a long time ago. This has been like 25 years ago. And I was down there actually fishing with a bunch of friends. I had some friends of mine that came down from Indiana to fish for a week. So we were out there for 3 or 4 days just fishing, and the bass were spawning. It was sort of like on the tail end of the spawn, and it was a late spawn in May, that type of thing. I think it was like the middle of May. There were still some bass on beds. And anyway, I normally never fish a crankbait at Table Rock Lake in May, especially in the clear water. We were down there in the clear water where you could see, you had 4 to 5, 6 foot of visibility, clear water. And anyway, one of the guys that was in our group from Indiana, he was catching fish on a deep little end, crankbait. And I go, are you kidding me? You're catching fish on a crankbait this time of year, you know, in clear water? I just never had done that. It's usually like, you know, floating worms and shaky heads and tubes and, you know, finesse-y type stuff like that. And he said, yeah, he was catching them on it. So anyway, I came back down there. Our tournament was the next week, and I had 1 day to practice there. And the only crankbaits I had with me were the Shad Wraps like this. So I started throwing them a little bit and wasn't catching anything. It's like, man, I just don't have a lot of confidence in this. And right about the time I got ready to quit fishing the Shad Wrap, I threw it out there. I was parallel on the bank with it. And I threw it out there, and the bait went a little bit deeper than what I wanted it to. And so I reeled the bait. I was burning it back in, reeling it in real fast. I had it on a spinning rod with 8-pound line, and I was burning it back in to make another cast, and one slammed it. A nice one, like a 3-pounder. And it's like, man, that's sort of a freak deal. I said, I wonder if there's anything to that. So I kept fishing down there. And then I started doing that again. I started just burning it intentionally. And guys, it was unbelievable. They just lit the thing up. And we wound up getting second place in the tournament. We caught 21 pounds in that tournament last week of May on the Shad Wrap here. And I've been able to use it throughout early summer up until about July with this technique. So let's talk a little bit about how you want to set it up. Now, first thing, one of the things you really need to do on it is put some suspend strips on the belly, because the Shad Wrap is a light bait, and you got to have a long cast with this thing in clear water in order to get the maximum depth out of it. And since you're reeling it fast, you don't have to worry about it sinking or anything. It's just, it makes it dive a little bit deeper. Putting that, I got 2 suspend strips on here, and it just slow sinks it, but it allows you to make a farther cast. So get that set up, put you some 8-pound test, fluorocarbon line, straight fluorocarbon, not braided fluorocarbon, and just some type of a medium action 6.5, 7 foot spinning rod. What you want to do is you want to get into those areas that have a 45-degree angle slope and bank. 45-degree angle rocky bank, can be riprap. Riprap will work good too, but I prefer just some type of a